The spanking debate rages on. Corporal punishment.
Corporal punishment.
The power to authorize corporal punishment.
Corporal punishment in public schools.
High school basketball coach facing a lawsuit in federal court this morning after video surfaced of him whipping a player during practice.
Corporal punishment in schools is one of the most controversial and enduring practices in American education. While many developed countries have banned it entirely, in the United States, it remains legal and practiced in several states to this day. For some, it is a necessary disciplinary tool. For others, an outdated and harmful method. This video explores how school corporal punishment became part of American education, why it lasted so long, and why it's still used in some areas, even though more and more people are against it. What does school corporal punishment look like in the United States? In American schools, corporal punishment most commonly takes the form of paddling. Striking a student's buttocks with a wooden board, known as a paddle. This act is often referred to as spanking or paddling, and is typically carried out by a school administrator, such as a principal, or sometimes by a teacher. The paddle itself is usually around 18 to 24 inches long, 3 to 4 inches wide, and made of solid wood, sometimes with holes drilled into it to reduce air resistance and increase impact. The stated goal of this form of punishment is to correct undesired behavior by causing temporary physical pain or discomfort, regardless of how minor the infraction might be. Paddling is most commonly used in elementary and middle schools, though in many states, it can legally be applied to high school students as well. In some districts, even 18-year-old students, technically legal adults, can be physically punished. The number of strikes varies, usually between 1 and 3, and is typically administered with a witness present to protect the staff member from potential allegations of abuse or misconduct. Students are often told to bend over a desk or chair, and the paddling is administered over their clothing. Though some districts allow parents to choose whether the punishment is applied with or without additional layers, like a coat. The behavior that leads to corporal punishment can range from relatively serious offenses like fighting or repeated defiance to much more minor ones, such as chewing gum, being late to class, or forgetting homework. Some schools offer students or parents the option to choose paddling over other forms of discipline, like suspension or detention. Despite its controversial nature, this method of discipline is still practiced regularly in certain regions, particularly in southern states, where it is culturally more accepted. Is school corporal punishment legal in the United States? Yes, but it depends on the state. As of 2024, corporal punishment is still legal in public schools in 17 states, most of them located in the South. In private schools, it is legal in every state except Illinois, Iowa, Maryland, New Jersey, and New York. This makes the United States one of only 2 developed countries, alongside Singapore, where school corporal punishment is still permitted. The legality was upheld by the U.S. Supreme Court in the 1977 case Ingram v. Wright, which ruled that corporal punishment in public schools did not violate the 8th Amendment's prohibition against cruel and unusual punishment. How did school corporal punishment develop in the United States? In the 19th and 20th centuries, corporal punishment was widely accepted in American schools. Teachers were encouraged to use it as a primary method of maintaining discipline and order. The practice was influenced by the English common law concept of in loco parentis, which granted teachers similar authority to that of parents. This legal framework allowed schools to discipline children with minimal interference from parents or the state. By the mid-20th century, however, social attitudes began to shift. While corporal punishment was still the norm in many states, growing awareness of children's rights and psychological well-being led some jurisdictions to reconsider its use. What did the Supreme Court decide in Ingram against Wright? In 1977, the U.S. Supreme Court addressed the legality of school corporal punishment in Ingram v. Wright. James Ingram, a Florida student, was struck more than 20 times with a wooden paddle, requiring medical attention. His family sued, claiming the punishment violated the 8th and 14th Amendments. In a 5-4 decision, the court ruled that the 8th Amendment applied only to criminal punishment and that corporal punishment in schools did not require prior due process. The ruling placed responsibility for regulation squarely on individual states, triggering a wave of state-level legislative action. Which states still allow school corporal punishment? As of 2024, 17 states have not officially banned corporal punishment in public schools. These include Alabama, Arkansas, Georgia, Louisiana, Mississippi, Oklahoma, Tennessee, and Texas, states where the practice is still regularly reported. Although legal in others such as Arizona, Indiana, and Missouri, it is less commonly used. In total, approximately 70,000 students were physically disciplined in public schools in 2022, down from over 300,000 in 2003. Most cases occur in the South, with Mississippi and Texas accounting for a large proportion. What types of behavior lead to corporal punishment in schools? Despite the severity of the method, school corporal punishment is often used for minor infractions. These include talking in class, violating dress codes, chewing gum, being late, or going to the bathroom without permission. Studies show that the nature of the offense rarely correlates with the severity of the punishment. In some districts, students are even given a choice: receive corporal punishment or face detention or suspension. This raises concerns about coercion and the psychological effects of forcing children to choose between two negative outcomes. Are there disparities in who gets punished? Yes. Research has consistently shown that school corporal punishment is not applied equally. Boys are more likely than girls to be paddled, and black students are significantly more likely to be punished than white students for the same infractions. Native American students also experience disproportionately high rates of corporal punishment in states like North Carolina. Additionally, students with disabilities are more likely to be physically punished, despite being federally protected under civil rights laws. These disparities have led to accusations of discrimination and civil rights violations. What risks do teachers and administrators face? Although legal in some states, administering corporal punishment carries legal and professional risks. Parents can sue if they believe the punishment was excessive. Social media has made it easier for incidents to go viral, leading to public backlash, job loss, and investigations. In response, many schools require a witness during paddling sessions to avoid accusations of abuse. Nonetheless, the line between discipline and misconduct is often blurred, especially when dealing with adolescents. What are the effects of school corporal punishment? The use of physical discipline in schools has been linked to a range of negative outcomes. These include increased aggression, anxiety, lower academic performance, and damaged relationships with teachers. Some studies show that students in paddling states perform worse on standardized tests. Long-term effects may include reduced self-esteem and higher rates of school dropout. The American Academy of Pediatrics and other health organizations have called for a complete ban on corporal punishment in schools, citing mental health and developmental risks. Surveys indicate that most Americans oppose corporal punishment in schools. A 2005 poll found that 77% of adults disapproved of the practice. Educators also rate corporal punishment as the least effective method of discipline. Despite this, some school boards and communities continue to support it, arguing that it provides a clear, immediate consequence for bad behavior. In Congress, efforts to pass a national ban have so far failed, leaving the issue in the hands of state governments. What do you think about corporal punishment in school? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you'd like to learn more about punishment worldwide and throughout the ages, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos.